is one person has Slay, one person has Obliterates, and everything has such a giant.
You're watching the Eternal Tournament Series.
With round 7 of the Eternal Tournament Series in the second week. It's been a great tournament so far. We're bringing it home. Last round before the top 8 with Danibor and Kroge. And I, of course, am Mark, IR Chibikawaii. And in the booth with me, I got the one, the only, the Counterbob, who's going to give us a quick little deck breakdown. So Counterbob, take it away. Oh, very much so. And yeah, and I imagine the players will be getting underway here shortly. Looking at Crozier's hand, there's no way that he resolved a mulligan already. Yep. All right, cool. there we go. Seems like a much better hand here, though. He's going to be able to go turn 2 Instigator into turn 3 Unseen Commando into turn 4 Rune Hammer or Impending Doom. Seems like fine. Seems like a fine curve, right? Like decent.
Yeah, it should work out. Sabotage should be very good here.
Yes. Also, thanks to the crest revealing another Unseen Commando. It's going to be, big game. Big game for Kroge. Danibor just playing a couple, just playing a power in his turn 1, then playing a Seek power, and playing another power on his turn 2. Passing back, firing off Wisdom of Elders on his turn. His turn 3, Kroge, of course, plays the Argenport Instigator on his turn 2, and now we see the Unseen Commando and a swing for 3 by the Argenport Instigator shooting back over to Danibor. Danibor deciding what to play, going to go ahead and fire off a Seek power, grab another Sigil, play a Strategize, and then decide which Sigil they're going to be playing.
Yeah, Danibor's hand didn't look that great. It was just a bunch of power and then Karya, which eventually will be good, but when facing down the Argenport deck, you need answers, and that Wisdom Elders really drew him into some nice cards. You got the 2 Harsh Rule, drew into a Strategize, which got him a Rune Hammer. So he's definitely on a better pace to get himself the win here. Kroge does have a whole bunch of threat, just one more threat in hand, and then some removal. The Bloodletter can put on some more pressure, but can get 2 for 1 with that Harsh Rules.
Yeah, however, the big thing that Kroge has is that Rune Hammer. Danibor has no way to answer that Rune Hammer as we sit currently. Interesting that Bloodletter was not played. I understand playing against wanting to play around the Harsh Rule, though. And also interesting that Kroge took the Rune Hammer over one of the Harsh Rules. However, that second Sabotage is going to clean things up very nicely there. I have to imagine we're going to see Impending Doom come down.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Nothing else can really be played against. He didn't see anything on that Sabotage. Or he could just start beating with the hammer. He only has the 1 Shadow Influence, so that could be the reason for this decision.
Oh, yeah, that's technicalities, right? Right?
Yeah, just a bit.
There's the Ikaria. If Kroge draws another power, we'll be able to answer. And that's the power needed. Kroge is going to be able to vanquish and slay the Ikaria this turn. That's going to leave Danibor with just 2 Valkyrie Enforcers. Though, when I say just 2 Valkyrie Enforcers, that might be enough to really start getting there, because Impending Doom is going to come down. You're going to be able to play a Bloodletter on it. However, it's also going to be silenced, so then you're just got a static 8/8. That is a lot of damage that Danibor is going to have to deal with each turn.
And luckily, he did get the second Shadow Source off that. So the power he did draw was just the Justice Sigil. That turn he drew the Seat, so he's able to play the Impending Doom.
Yes. Let's see. Danibor trying to figure out exactly what they want to do right now. They do have that Aegis, and I do see the Waystone in hand as well, just to give them some additional armor. They decide to hold off on the Waystone, more than likely to hopefully draw a weapon and actually have that armor applied directly to the weapon.
Yeah, sometimes it's just more beneficial to do it that way so you can make your weapons more effective down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas right now it just wouldn't do anything, especially if he knows he's not going to block. Might as well just let it sit.
Yeah, and we do see Wisdom of Elders. Unfortunately, that Wisdom of Elders only draws more power for Danibor. This is not looking super ideal. And Danibor does know about the Bloodletter, right?
I believe... No, he doesn't have any way to see his hand, so he wouldn't know about that.
I thought there was a... Oh, yeah, never mind. All the sabotage has been coming from Kroge. So yes. I'm confusing my games. My apologies. We are going to see the Argenport Instigator's trigger pop the Aegis. Not that matters a ton for Kroge, but it could just in case of some sabotages. That is a 10-10 Ikaria, though.
That's a big girl.
Yes, it is. Eats that 8/8 and also gives +5/+5 to everything on top of Danibor's deck.
His first Wisdom Elders was good. Drew him some Harsh Rules and some other good cards. Second one drew some power. Not so good. Third one draws the big old Ikaria.
Yeah. Oh, and that's just a 5/9 Staff of Stories. Okay.
When have you seen a staff hit someone?
Every time I've played against a Ikaria blue.
Really? Normally they just play it to draw against me. I've never seen it with a front.
No, it's not every time, but I've definitely seen it. I was killed by one. I'm a little bitter against it.
Okay.
I didn't expect it coming off the top. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
And
it's fine.
Dying to a Staff of Stories is like your grandma slapping your wrist when you try and take an extra cookie.
Yes. It's like, but grandma, you just ate all the cookies. And now you have Oh no, that went dark. Sorry. Oh, grandma, I love you. Anyway, yeah. Sideboards. Danibor, congratulations pulling that one off. Thanks to that timely 10-10 Ikaria. Looking at the boards though, what do you expect to see coming in, staying out? I see a 4 of in Kroge's board that.
Yeah, we talk about it every time we see an Argenport sideboard is the Makto. It's just another threat. Yeah, you can play into another form of silence with the Enforcers. But you just need threats against these decks with weapons and Ikarias. It can block an Ikaria. It's definitely a valuable card in this matchup.
And it just comes back.
Yep. It just comes back
every time.
Constant blocker for the Ikarias is great.
Yeah. Doesn't die to most of the weapons in the deck. Only dies to sort of the Sky King or Daisho, but then they've taken 10 points of damage. So
it could have died to that.
Excuse me.
Stories last turn.
Yeah, and Daisho, and that's only if Daisho is pumped. So Makto seems great. It looks like players have gone ahead and started the resolving mulligans. I think Kroge is resolving his. I believe Danibor's already resolved theirs. Danibor's hand it doesn't have any depleted power in it, but does have 4 full 4/4 power. Notable though, doesn't have double primal, but does have all the influence needed to cast Ikaria.
Yep, and he can rise for whatever you might need, and he also will clearly be able to hit his Harsh Roll on time. He only needs to draw 1 more power over the course of the next 5 turns, so he's not too worried about that. Can stop any early threat with the Torch, so it should be pretty good. And we do see Kroge did bring in the Maktos. This one is in his opening hand.
Yes. Kroge's opening hand, not bad. You're going to be able to play Argenport Instigator on turn 2 into a turn 3 Argenport Instigator with Protect up. Oh, but he decides to put the Protect on the bottom. Just wants to get as aggressive as possible, it seems.
Yeah, I think he just wants to draw into more power. He only started with 2, and he drew into the banner, and then puts away the Protect, drawing into the crest.
Danibor doesn't miss a beat, immediately fires off the torch that he was holding on that Argenport Instigator. Argenport Instigator immediately eats some dust. So now there's an interesting question for Kroge. Kroge already made that decision pretty quickly, but he could have played a non-depleted power and then played the Interrogator. but chooses to play the crest, sees a Mocto on top, leaves it on top, rightfully so, especially since Kroge already has 5 power. And now next turn they can play the Interrogator and the Banner and then make sure that they definitely have 5 power up for the Mocto on turn 5. Over on Danibar's side, Danibar playing out his power and then playing a Rise to the Challenge, getting that Ikaria. Still needs 1 more power for it, though. And there it is off the top for Danibar. Danibar has all 7, but will it come in time?
Yeah, the turn where we played the crest into the Instigator, he didn't have the double shadow to play the Interrogator that turn on the
okay. That's... Yes, no, yep, you are 100% correct. Okay. And I think getting another Instigator is perfectly fine. We're going to see a harsh roll come out from Danibar, which is going to put the Mocto back on top of the deck. Oh, and immediately draws a Mocto. I thought it was the Destiny one. I thought it was
the same one, but there's one in the top 9 now, and he plays another one. Next turn he's going to play out another one. I don't know.
Oh, man.
This helps.
Oh. All right, so that is a Valkyrie Enforcer off of the Rise the Challenge. Danibar being at 7 power, able to play both of them. That's pretty big. However, another Mocto is going to be coming down, and again, there is a Destined one floating around somewhere in the top 8 cards.
Yep, and it's still just a 5/5 chunking away. And the Rise to the Challenge card that's in Danibor's hand is just sitting there.
Yep.
So it just stonewalls an Ikaria, which is definitely something you need to do against this deck.
And even if this Mocto does eat dust here, Impending Doom is able to come out, and with that Impending Doom also means that Protect is going to be there.
Yep, and yes, Protect for any further Moctos, like the one that comes Destiny out, plays for free.
Feels so good.
All of his power up.
Yeah, and then they get the Aegis Revenge. Oh, how about what if we were able to give the Mocto Echo somehow?
That would be a different deck.
Are you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair. So we see Justice Sigil being drawn for Kroge for the turn after an attack and for 5. Danibar down to 11, and we do see the Impending Doom coming down from Kroge with that Protect up and allowing this it's going to stay around. Danibar just trying to get rid of these annoying flyers so that way this is 7/5 Ikaria can hit the board. We do see Danibor with that Valkyrie Enforcer in hand going to be able to silence this Impending Doom to get him out of the way and get 5 points of damage through if they choose to do that. Of course, now this that Mocto's in the top 6 cards.
Top 6, and then another one in top 9. So I think you might want to save it for those. It's just Kroge has an army of 5/5 flyers, so you may want to save it and just sit back on defense, potentially trade with his Doom. You could possibly just play the Ikaria here just to use up your power. You don't necessarily have to swing with it; just use up your power. Potential.
Or do you just kind of write it off, get the Warcry, hope the Warcry hits a weapon or the other Ikaria?
Yeah, that is also another thing. It counts as a removal spell and a buff, so you're still getting a decent effectiveness. But it's always hard. It's always hard to just throw away an Ikaria.
It is. I definitely agree. However, like doing now, like what is this actually doing here?
Yeah, it's just it's like sweet. He didn't draw his Mocto. Oh, he just drew another 5/5 flyer. That's great. Thanks, man.
And these Mocto they're coming. It's not going to be too much more time. Danibor drawing a Wisdom of the Elders for the turn, going in and immediately playing it, drawing into a power and another Rise to the Challenge. Rise to the Challenge is going to be pretty good here. We are going to sit, and then and then we see the Valkyrie Enforcer being played, trying to silence the Impending Doom. However, the Impending Doom going to get that Protect fired on it. Not much that they can do there. Danibor just going to chump block with this Valkyrie Enforcer as the silenced 5/5 Mocto swings in. And, of course, Kroge just immediately plays a Tavrod.
Yeah, I feel like this next turn we're going to see one Mocto into another. Like that first
what if the +5 went on Daisho? Oh, actually, +5 went on Runehammer. Runehammer's going to be able to be played.
Yeah, I think Runehammer or Hammer Authority are the only two he can, and Duelist Blade are the only two he can play right now.
Yes.
So he could choose one of those, killing the Tab Rod. He does have a Vanquish in hand for next turn, but it'll be at 1, so he'll need to draw another answer off the top of that. Oh, no, he won't, because Runehammer's +6, so he'll be still have a Runehammer. So
yes,
some potential to crawl back on this one.
What did he end up grab? Oh, grabs another Ikaria.
That's interesting.
Don't know how I feel about it, in all honesty. I can kind of understand. However, that Varus favor just makes him dead. So it's kind of a mute point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the Runehammer would have been better if you kill the Tavrod.
Yeah.
Runehammer takes 0 damage because it's immune.
And then you're at 12
next
health.
turn. Yep, next turn, San's Makto swings in, brings the Runehammer down to 1. So next turn you can potentially kill it if you need to. Yeah, it does some damage to you, but
and you have the Vanquish, so you don't
and you
even
have Vanquish.
Yeah, so you just go face with your 9/6 weapon, and it's a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, it seems a little bit strong. The Ikaria, I don't think it's your opponent was. I think it was at 16 or 17 when that game ended.
16.
So it's not like it's not like you're swinging and killing.
Correct.
Especially when you know Maktos are on their way.
Yeah, and it's not even a 2-turn clock.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure there was a reason for that line. Just not entirely sure what it is. Both players before were very quick in getting to the next game. I expect to see the next game starting very soon as well.
Yeah, I'm still not too sure what else really could have been done. It was just an army of 5/5s followed up by Tabrod. It's just playing behind that whole game. Not much you can really do at that point.
Yeah, I mean, a harsh roll off the top could have, at any point, really could have helped a lot with that. But again, just the fact that Kroge already had the 2 Destined Maktos just floating around, and realistically, Danibor was getting very lucky that those Maktos hadn't triggered at that point, because I believe at the end of the game, it was like top 3 for the first Makto and then top 6 for the second one.
Yep, and it's not like, he used his turn 4 to rise, get an Ikaria, and then just the way the game panned out, that turn 4 didn't do anything.
Correct.
So you got like a free turn, basically.
Yeah, and we see Kroge going and playing Argenport Auric Interrogator. I can speak words. All right, so this is going to be good. Get the Bloodletter, which would have gone on the Interrogator and made it big enough to start drawing cards, and also like just a fantastic swing for 7. That's what's going to get Rain of Frogs here. Kroge now left with just 3 power and 2 Varus favor, and total of 5 power on the board.
Yeah, I'm sure Danibor doesn't mind hitting that, but I imagine he was really hoping a Makto or a Tower was in there.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. However, Danibor is going to be able to throw down this Throne Warden, and that's going to lock up the board.
It also looks like 2 Unseals were brought in by Danibor, which just kind of surprises me.
Yeah. I guess you really don't want things to be slayed.
It could be to harsh rule
sabotage
at 7. Well, we'll see here.
Yeah.
For sabotage, there's things to play around, like they have a big board, or just nuisance 2 units, and you play harsh rule. They go to protect the stronger one. You unseal it. So stuff like that. But
okay, I'll get behind it. You've convinced me to.
Yeah, that's
that unseal is reasonable.
That's like the best scenario, I think.
Yeah. Oh, this harsh rule is going to be back-breaking if Danibor just fires it off. Chooses not to. I don't hate that decision either, especially since the Staff of Stories is at 6 still. Question is, do you trade here? Yeah.
All right. Of course. You just, it counts as a basically kill spell, and also protecting your staff. Although you are just throwing an Enforcer away for an Enforcer, where you saw last game you just died to Maktos and Dooms.
Yeah.
Aggressive, but when you're drawing this many cards and have another one, it can be decent. He seems just like throwing Enforcers away, just protecting that life total. He does have a choice to kill the Interrogator anyway, so I don't know if you really need to play that Enforcer there.
Well, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. That if he's gonna choice here, then he's playing the Makto the Enforcer just to start getting the beats on, because he's noticed that Kroge has had like these cards in hand the entire time. Or the Varus favors are just gonna be able to take out this Valkyrie Enforcer now.
You don't see that too often.
No. Well, yeah, not at all.
a frog with a couple favors taken out of Valkyrie.
Yeah, but I mean, like this staff of stories is doing work for Danibor, though.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best cards in the deck, especially with the amount of armor you can just add on between the Waystones and Throne Warden. It can make staff very, very good.
Yeah. However, Danibor does not have an answer for this Tavrod right now, outside of Harsh Rule. However, drawing the second Harsh Rule in the turn makes this very easy. That's also a Sword of the Sky King.
Yep. And another frog off the top, and another frog from the hand into a Runehammer. This should kill the staff.
Well, there's the torch, right? So the torch is going to be able to take care of the frog.
And I don't really think... Or maybe did it come out this? No, it got Destiny out.
Okay.
And then
Okay. So the other one died last time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because of the Harsh Rule.
Yeah, I don't think Kroge is in a very good spot at the moment.
No, does not seem like it. Also, fun little note, right? Like that's like a amazing little bit of like flavor, right? The Sword of the Sky King. So that's kind of and the fact that it's like an 8/8 sword kind of insinuates maybe there's some like god stuff kind of going on, or there's like other factions we don't know about. It's fun stuff.
Perhaps.
Torch coming out of Danibor, taking out that runic hammer. So now Kroge is just smacking in with 2 1/1 frogs.
Yeah, he's in a really good spot. He can be very patient. The frogs aren't going to do much, especially when you have a Harsh Rule and a Sword of the Sky King in your hand. You're not really fearing much. I mean, he could sword here. Kill 1 frog, which will go down to 7.
Yeah.
Next turn it goes down to 6. Nothing has charge in this deck, so you're pretty A-okay.
I kind of want to like just fire off. No, that seems greedy to fire off Harsh Rule here.
Yeah,
because like if Kroge was at 24, I think I would.
I mean, you have Wisdom Elders, you have the Unseal just to go against any protect nonsense. If there is like a Tavrod that comes down and try to Harsh Rule it, you're okay.
Ooh, buddy boy. All right, so there we go. Now Mokto coming off the top for Kroge. Also, Danibor last turn rising for the challenge for that Ikaria. I have to imagine you're going to play the Ikaria and just get the Ikaria in, right? Or, okay, so you want to... I kind of like keeping the weapon over the Ikaria.
There was a couple things you could do in that spot. You could sit back, pass the turn. They are forced to swing in. You choice it. Or... That's a very like on the back end plan, but this is super aggressive when your opponent's only on 1 card. You're full hand, so I don't mind throwing the sword away. Just get rid of the Mokto. You're getting 2 swings in here with the Ikaria, pumping up. God knows what. That's just going to probably end the game here.
Something's got +10/+10 on it right now.
Yeah.
There's a Varus favor going to be able to pop the Aegis on the Ikaria, thin the deck a little bit for Kroge. However, probably going to be too little, too late.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything besides the Destinied Mokto followed up by something else that's quite relevant, and then Runehammer. Yeah, so he had the Runehammer and the Torch in hand, so like he had a lot of reach. So that aggressive game plan definitely benefited Danibor there.
Yeah, so Danibor taking it home. Congratulations in the winning 2-1 over Kroge. And are we going to see them moving on? Right, these are.
I think so. They were both 5-1. There's a lot of 5-1s, it looked like. But I think they had pretty decent breakers, and that might bring them up to the top 8. Another Ikaria Blue in the top 8, second week in a row. How unfortunate for everyone who dislikes playing against that deck on ladder.
What?
It's me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Ikaria Blue. Well, but actually, we should just talk as much crap about Ikaria Blue as we can right now, because Kenner can't like chime in and say anything yet.
Yeah.
And then he just looks like a crazy person when he's doing the recap at the end.
Yeah. Honestly, it just like when I look at it,
it's just like
it seems so play. And then I play against it and I'm like, oh crud, I didn't have like the proper draw. So I'm just playing fill in mid range and it's just not the greatest matchup in general. And it's just like, oh, I drew this part of my deck. It's, Annihilate is not going to do anything against you, huh? I have 3 of them in my deck. Ooh, I drew all 3 of them. Cool. So it definitely benefits from that. Like Ikaria is just super strong. You see a lot of it in ladder. Just the overall power potential is absurd with the card.
Yeah.
It's
Such a good then just Aegis itself is just such a good mechanic. It's very, very strong.
Yeah, my champ cunning. Big fan.
Yeah, so I do believe that's going to be it for coverage for this round. With the people that we know that are guaranteed for top 8 now, we're going to see Darkness on Argenport mid-range. We're going to see Bashing Twan on Film Control. We're going to see Unearthly on Argenport mid-range. We're going to see Puppetus. Puppetitus. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop trying. On Time Justice Shadow mid-range, we're going to see Alarmadillo on Argenport mid-range and Danibor on Ikaria Blue. So this is 2 weeks in a row for Ikaria Blue. Congratulations, Ikaria Blue.
Yeah, it looks like Unearthly and Alarmadillo back-to-back top 8s. So congrats to them.
Yes.
Moving up in the overall Season 1 standings.
So we'll be seeing them. We'll be seeing them shortly. So yeah, I think we're going to cut to break, and then we'll be back for the top 8. It's going to be good stuff. Stay tuned.